There is no way that we are witnessing this happen again. It cannot be possible that the Boston Celtics lose to the Miami Heat yet again without Jimmy Butler. There's no way this can be happening, but yet we find ourselves with this series tied 1-1 heading back to Miami for Game 3. And the longer this series gets extended, the better chances the Miami Heat have because Jimmy Butler will be back soon, hopefully. Terry Rozier will be back soon, and they just flat out shot their way to a victory today. 23 for 43 from 3. They could not miss. Caleb Martin back into his prime form. 5 of 6 from the three-point line. They had 3 guys with 20-plus points. Hawkes chipped in 14, and some of the weaknesses for the Celtics really showed. So we're going to be talking about all this and more, breaking down this series and how much of a genius Erik Spoelstra really is. So make sure you stick around for this full video. Now let's go ahead and get started. The way this team won, or the way the Heat won this game, was defense. And the dark magic is starting to work again, that they somehow work every year in the playoffs. The 8 seed that was 46-36 in the regular season this year, with the 21st best offensive rating. Now, they had the 5th best defense, so we know this defense has been there the whole year, and it started to show up today because they held the number 1 offense in the league to 101 points, and it's all keyed around Bam Adebayo and the ability for him to switch on anybody on the court. He can guard 1 through 5, and then you have Hawkes, you have Caleb Martin who can do the same. Tyler Herro is a solid defender. Nikola Jovic is long and athletic. Haywood Highsmith, who played 26 minutes in today's game, is a really good defender. Duncan Robinson can shoot it from downtown, but hey, Robinson and DeLon Wright were only 3 for 10. So they're 2 3-point shooters that have been shooting for him this series. Could not hit. Kevin Love only played 6 minutes. And of course, they didn't have Jimmy Butler. They didn't have Terry Rozier. So Bam Adebayo played 40 minutes. He finished with 21 points. 10 rebounds, 2 assists. Now, he didn't have any steals or blocks, but it's his impact beyond the stat sheet, which is what made him a plus 20 tonight when he was in the game. The only player that had a higher plus minus was Tyler Herro with a plus 21, who had 24 points, 14 assists. His ability to play make tonight absolutely won this game for the Miami Heat. Now, they did shoot 23 for 43 from 3, so that definitely helped. Herro himself was 6 for 11 from 3. Caleb Martin was 5 for 6. Nikola Jovic was 3 for 4. Jaime Hawkes was 3 for 6. And then we talked about Duncan Robinson, 2 for 7. DeLon Wright, 1 for 3. And then 3 for 5 for Haywood Highsmith. So kind of the opposite of game 1 here, where all of the Celtics shot it on through the roof efficiency. Today, the Heat did that. The only player to shoot less than 50% in their starting lineup was Bam Adebayo, who was 0 for 1. Everybody else was 50% or higher, and that's on all of them taking 4 or more attempts per game. Speaking of Nikola Jovic, he had a very, very big impact on today's game as well. 11 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 1 block, 5 turnovers. He had half of the team's turnovers, but still, he was very effective. 4 or 5 from the field, 3 or 4 from 3. He wasn't on the court for closing minutes. Those duties fell to Haywood Highsmith, who is yet another undrafted, under the rug gem that Pat Riley and the Miami Heat have gone out and gotten. And, he wasn't even very much of an impact during the regular season. He was their 10th leading scorer. He averaged 6 points, or actually not even 10th. He was their 12th leading scorer, averaging 6.1 points per game, 3.2 rebounds, on 46% shooting from the field, 40% from 3. Make no mistake about it, he is a defensive type guy, and he showed up today. The rest of this Heat squad showed up today, and the Celtics drop a game at home. That's huge. Heat culture is crazy, man. Heat culture needs to be studied. Erik Spoelstra needs to be studied. Hey, I know you got a pretty good deal going with the Heat right now, Coach Spoelstra, but if you were interested, the Charlotte Hornets are looking for a head coach. You can come over, coach us up a little bit, and maybe we'll win 40 games next year. But in all seriousness, one of the things I talked about in the last video, if you go back and watch it, about the Celtics this series, other than the fact that I said Tatum needs to get downhill, and I stand by that statement. Tatum tonight, again, 2 of 6 from 3, not efficient at all from 3 this series. He's 3 for 14. Still think he needs to get downhill more. But the other thing I talked about was I like to see the adjustments. It's a chess match from game to game between these two head coaches, and right now Eric Spoelstra's got them in checkmate because they're switching 1 through 5. They've got Bam Adebayo guarding everybody. Jaylen Brown had 33 tonight. Jason Tatum had 28. And it was kind of one of those let their stars get theirs nights. And then they're really locking up on the perimeter. That's one of the things we talked about. That's what the commentators were talking about, how they are letting Tatum, letting Brown play him one-on-one. But they're, say Porzingis, Derek White, and Drew Holiday are in the game. They're full denying them on the wing. And it makes sense because if you can't play in the paint, there's obviously defense of 3 seconds. If you can't play in the paint, then, give them the 2 points instead of the 3. And if you let, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum combine for 60, then hopefully everybody else doesn't get hot. And that's exactly what happened tonight. Tatum and Brown had 61 of their 101 points. And that's Coach Spoelstra's strategy working out to perfection. Again, we talked about Hawkins had 14 points. Jovic had his 11. Bam had 21. Herro with 24 and 14. We talked about him. He's probably the complete difference maker in this game because he was atrocious from the field last game. He completely flipped it around. The playoff legend of Caleb Martin continues to grow. And we get back to Miami here, and they're going to mess around, and they're going to have to play against Terry Rozier, who Rozier hasn't been the best in Miami, but this year when he was in Charlotte, he was elite. And you just better hope they don't get Jimmy Butler back. I think he's out for the rest of the series, which really stinks, but man, if Eric Spoelstra and this Miami Heat team beat the Boston Celtics yet again, a Boston Celtics team that, mind you, was top 5 in NBA net rating all time. This is a historically good Miami Heat or Boston Celtics team that the Miami Heat now have down, or with the series even 1-1 heading back to Miami. Coach Spoelstra needs to be inducted into the Hall of Fame immediately, on the spot, if they can win this series. Now, maybe this is a little bit of an overreaction, because yes, the Heat, they're not going to shoot at 54% from 3 as a team, but I like this strategy that Spoelstra's rolling out of we're switching 1 through 5, and we're letting their stars get theirs. Don't let everybody else hurt you. And it's a highly effective strategy that it's working out so far. I'd like to see if it continues to work in Game 3 and Game 4. But again, maybe he makes another adjustment. I'll be definitely tuned in to watch these adjustments. Y'all let me know your thoughts, though, down in the comment section below. What do you think the Celtics' counter move to this is? Because we've broken down this series a lot on this channel. And if Miami beats them again, oh my goodness. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. That's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like button if you did enjoy at any point. We're trying to hit 100 likes on today's video. Also hit that subscribe button if you did enjoy today's video. And with all that being said, thank you so much for watching.